What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Grand Scheme. This is Gran here with another Alliance War video. Today, our Alliance for Loki is going up against ZEUS, Gods of Mount Olympus. This is a 12.5 million Alliance with a 2787 war rating, and we are a 13.375 million Alliance with a 2845 war rating. So before joining, I'm going to spectate Battle Group 2 and check out the boss and my lane. We've got Dormammu, duped or unawakened or duped Dormammu as the boss, and then I take lane 1 again and get a free node. Quick Shot has cleared the node already, but there was no defender here on the first node, so there was a free one. I take node 1, or lane 1 rather. So we've got a skill, a mutant, mystic, science, skill, and then 4-star Doctor Strange on power gain and unblockable second special. That ought to be fun. Intrigued by this 5-star science unawakened on unblockable first special. I'm guessing Spider-Man, but maybe our opponents are going for diversity and they thought they would be funny and put a Spider-Gwen. I'm eager to see what is on that node. Anyway, only one mystic besides the boss, but a couple of skills, a mutant. So I think what we're going to do this time, I'm also running a PI setup, or a mastery setup, to increase my PI or maximize my PI. And so running suicides, but without all of the willpower and coagulate and things that I have been running. So this is the team I'm going to run. I've got 2 double immunes, so I don't have to worry about the bleed and the poison damage. And then magic for that Doctor Strange, and hopefully to get a shot at Dormammu as the boss. So let's begin. Alright, so we're going to go to the left, as always, port over to path A. And it's going to start out... Clear our first node, that was easy. Port over to path A again. And first fight is a skill champion. This one is enhanced crits and enhanced critical buffs. So 40% critical rate and damage as their base stats, and any crit or crit damage buff, any precision or cruelty buff that they get will also be 40% more effective. We're going to go in here with Iceman and see how we do. The first fight we face is Black Widow. She does benefit from the node buffs here because she will get precision and cruelty when she uses her specials. The nice thing about using Iceman here is that Cold Snap, I don't have to worry about her evade, even though it's a small chance. If she does get that evade, really can bite you in the butt. She can do some serious damage with those special attacks, and there's been plenty of times where she's evaded and then countered with a special and taken me out. But anyway, I recovered the block damage that I took at the beginning of the fight with willpower, finished her off with an L2 there pretty nicely. No health lost in total against Black Widow with Iceman. So first fight in the books and things are looking good. Going to use the last energy here to get to the portal and then sign off for a few hours. We're going to come back with a few energy, enough to get to the next fight. So we're going to move through the portal and then move up to this mutant champion on the enhanced poison node. I do have Ultron here for class advantage and of course double immunity, so my suicides are not going to be a problem here too much unless I use special attacks. And it is Archangel, which actually I think is a pretty good choice for this node if someone were to come in without a poison immune. Mess up there and take some damage, but after this, just work on the parry. I'm going to try to push him up as high as possible. I can evade the first special, but the second is much easier, so I'd rather get him there and then bait that one out, which I do. And then counter this fight is not so clean as the previous one. You've already seen that I've lost some health at the beginning there, but then towards the end here, take a little bit of block damage, and then get him to the special 2 again, and almost have him down, but just more block damage. And so what I decide to do is just go ahead and block the special attack to get to the regeneration, and hopefully heal up Ultron a bit, and then mess up again here trying to dash back and get clipped again right there, so lose some of that regeneration. Throw off the L3 just to finish the fight. First major mess up of the Alliance one, unfortunately. It's not going to be the last one. But Archangel is down without a death. Not too big of a deal for Ultron because I can still heal him up later. Gonna have to wait a little bit for some more energy again, but come back several hours later until they've made it through the portal there, so once again I can clear the last of my fights before going to bed at night. Gonna move around to the left-hand side again, and gonna fight a Mystic champion. This is a third Alliance war that we fought with the new map, and the third time that I've seen a Mystic here with power gain and debilitate. Not really sure who to anticipate, but I decided to go ahead and use magic on this one to control that power as much as possible. And you'll see here, man, immediately I see Scarlet Witch and I start to panic, because if I get a heal block, I'm already losing over 100 health per tick. Now I'm at 230 per tick with an extra poison on me. If she places a heal block on me, then magic is going to be toast. Get her to the L2, throw that, and power lock Scarlet Witch. And that armor up buff that she's got there is really reducing the damage that I can do. But get the second L2 and able to take her out. So I got really lucky there that I didn't get any heal blocks, and I didn't get any power drains to deprive me of the L2. On to the next fight is that unblockable L1 with the Science Champ. I joked earlier that this might be a Spider-Gwen, but I really wasn't anticipating it. I didn't figure it would be a Spidey since it's not awakened. Thinking maybe a Yellow Jacket, but I'm going to go in with Iceman anyway to make sure the evasion's not a problem, and it is Yellow Jacket. Pretty hefty Yellow Jacket. Looks like maybe a rank 3 unawakened Yellow Jacket at 18,000 PI. But anyway, I'm going to try to push him up as high as possible, use the L1 to create the distance, even though I know that's going to give me recoil damage. Bait out the special, one hit, and then parry so I can expire those frostbites and get that damage out of those frostbites. Again here, push him up, use the L1 to create some distance, take the recoil damage, bait out the special attack, and then again parry and expire another 4 frostbites, doing a good chunk of damage against this Yellow Jacket. And this is the strategy the whole fight. Again, the L1, bait out his L1, and I get clipped and lose my ice armor, which is unfortunate. Parried him, go ahead and expire those, throw the L1, and countered. Now I'm going to stop this and replay that so you can see exactly what happened there. It's a bit frustrating. It was a bit frustrating. 3 things happened all at once. The cold snap expired, I threw the L1, and he evaded. Check it out in slow motion. Well, that was a lot of fun, and Yellow Jacket doesn't have a whole lot of health left. He's only about 1,780, well, exactly 1,780 health, so I'm going to go in with Ultron and finish him off real quick. It's going to take about 4 hits and a couple of bleeds, and Yellow Jacket is down. Should not have lost Iceman there, but things happen. So far, this has been the ugliest Alliance war in the new system that I've done, but still got 2 champions at over half health. We should be able to finish out this line. The next one is a skill champion on Martial Mastery and Stupefy. I'm going to go in again here with Ultron to reserve magic for the boss and the mini-boss, and we see that it's Crossbones. There's 3 things that I want to watch out for here. The first is that he does shrug off debuffs. Not as much as Agent Venom, of course, but he does have that chance. As you saw there, he shrugged off a parry stun a bit ago. And if I'm not careful, he could counter and do some damage. The other thing is I'm just baiting out the L1 because it is much easier to evade than the L2. And then the third thing is I'm keeping an eye on his Furies. I don't want to let him get above 2 Furies. He's going to get 2 pretty consistently throwing that L1. But if he gets any more than that and I mess up, then there's a chance for him to prevent me from getting the self-repair if I take damage below 50%. But so far the fight is going very well. I'm pretty confident about this one. I've got the L3 in reserve if I need it. And just working him down little by little, baiting out that first special. But as with so many other fights here, I do mess up right there toward the end. The fight is almost over and I screw up. But at this point, I'm just going to play keep away and let that regeneration do its work. And then as soon as it's done, I'm going to throw the L3 and finish off Crossbones with this. This is one reason I'm glad that Alliance Quest was not running and that I did decide to bring Ultron here. His regeneration has saved me here and with Archangel, and we'll see it again in a moment. Anyway, that was me done for the night, so I had to wait for energy overnight, come back the next day, and move on to Doctor Strange as a mini-boss. When I first saw Doctor Strange here, I was pretty excited about it. I thought, man, this is going to be an easy fight because this is a node that gives L2 bias, which honestly I do struggle to evade that special, which you'll see, but it's also 100% power gain, and Kabam has said multiple times that those power gain buffs do not affect Doctor Strange's power gain. Usually I would throw on that advanced power boost, or I have done so the last 2 Alliance Wars, but I decided not to because I should be able to get to L2 a lot faster than he does. And I'm in for surprise because look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, and he's at his L1 within 5 seconds of the fight starting. And of course then you've got to deal with his nullify. He just nullified a dexterity buff there. He's at his L2 and I fail on the evade and get clipped by it. No worries though, magic's still up and running, but I am a little bit nervous because my health is getting low, and you can see the willpower is not keeping up with it, so I need to be very aggressive here if I'm going to finish it. And of course I should have intercepted with a light hit. I knew that and I didn't do it. Ended up getting smacked in the face and lost magic. Very frustrated at this point about the whole power gain thing, frustrated that I did poorly on the intercept, and so decided to go back in with Ultron. He's not ideal for Doctor Strange because he gets those armor up buffs, which Strange can nullify in addition to the dexterities, but there's number 2 L2 that I failed to evade. But you notice he absorbed half of the damage that he took, so that's a good thing about Ultron against Strange. I got the regen, but Strange nullified it. He throws another L2, and I failed to evade that one again, but I'm still in good shape. I've got my L3. I should have thrown it right here. A third L2, and Ultron's toast. That is four second specials from Doctor Strange in this war that I failed to evade. So for those of you who have seen my previous Alliance War videos, and I've had pretty smooth runs, this one is evidence that that is not always the case. This has been a pretty tough run. Now we had decided as an alliance that we weren't going to spend any items on this war, and I'll tell you more about that in a bit. But I was frustrated at this point, and no one else is coming to this mini boss, so I decided to go ahead and throw some to revive and put some health, a little bit of health on Ultron, and finish Doctor Strange off because he is very low. But I did that after I stopped the recording, so I didn't get that part recorded. Now, eventually my alliance mates did get their mini-bosses down, and they got Ultron, or rather Dormammu, down pretty low. And I've already got Magic and Ultron here revived, and so I saw my chance to jump in here for a boss kill. Decide to heal up Magic and go in and see what I can do before the suicides kill me. Hopefully I don't mess up like I have on the previous ones. So we're going to go in here, and of course this is a stun immune boss. I'm not sure what happened there with the video freezing, but it took some block damage, and then got my counter in, evaded that special successfully without triggering dexterity, got an intercept in, got dexterity on evading that one, but got lucky that I did not proc degeneration. Then I get him power locked and take some block damage willingly because he's almost down. And one more intercept and L2, and Dormammu is KO'd. So that is 100% cleared for our battle group. Well, we ended up losing this war by a very slim margin of 1,195 points. And that is because we did not have a proper understanding of defender diversity until it was too late. We had thought, per the post on the Kabam forums, that defender diversity spread across all 3 battle groups, meaning that you could not have any duplicate champions anywhere in any battle group at all. If I had placed my 5-star Storm on defense, then no one else could place a Storm. And coupled with the other posts going around that alliances who did not post any defense were winning wars, we thought that the best strategy would be to completely diversify, have 120 unique champions. That was the total amount we could get from our rosters, 120 completely unique champions, and then leave the 30 nodes blank. That would maximize our points. Well, we were wrong. Kabam has since clarified, and this has been borne out by experience as well, that defender diversity does not span across all 3 battle groups. It is per battle group. And so long as you have 50 unique defenders in one battle group, that is going to maximize the diversity in that battle group. And you need to do that for each of your 3 battle groups. So I could place a 5-star Storm in battle group 2. And just as long as nobody else places a Storm in Battle Group 2, we can place one in Battle Group 1, we can place a Storm in Battle Group 3. And that is what our defenders did, or our opponents did, I should say. And so they placed 150 defenders, and so scored more points than we did there. Their defender rating was naturally higher because they had 30 more defenders, and their diversity was higher, because they maximized their diversity by placing 150 unique defenders. Actually, it looks like 149 unique defenders. They had one duplicate champion out of all of the 150 that they placed. We won on attacker kills, or outscored them on attacker kills, simply because we placed 30 fewer defenders, and that means 30 fewer kills for them. They beat us by 10 on defender kills, but that doesn't matter anyway, because defender kills don't matter. Defender kills don't count, and then also we have 30 more defenders to kill. So I think 10 deaths to those 30 more defenders is pretty good. If we had understood diversity, we actually might have won this war. I believe we would have, because we would have beat them on diversity. We would have had the same score, or rather we would have had the same score, or possibly even beat them on diversity if we had got 150 instead of 149. We would have tied them on defenders placed, and there's a very good chance we would have beat them on defender rating had we placed all 150 champs. And so this was a very bitter loss. We knew it going in. We've got some relationships with some of the people in this alliance, Gods of Mount Olympus, and so we had that information shared right up front as far as what our diversity was. And so we knew within about 20 minutes of starting the war that this one was most likely going to be a loss. And it was, which is disappointing. Anyway, we know now, and at least for the next war or so, we'll know what to do. Maybe not if Kabam changes it. I sure hope they do. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. I appreciate your support in watching these videos, and look forward to bringing more to you when Alliance War is finally fixed. Until then, This is Gran Smoking it down. Have a great day.